Taji.
We'll start with the opening prayers then. Om Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Narayana Samarambhat Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Padam Shankaram. Hari Om everyone, good morning. So we will start with our first session today. The topic for the today's session is purpose of life and the quest for happiness. So it's a very interesting topic to begin with. Let's not waste time. I think Shwetaji is on rush. So we will start with the team Siddhanti.
Yashmita, we will just leave the questions open because this is the first session. People have to get familiar. Na? So at the end of it, we will ask for questions.
Okay, so the format of the session will be both the teams will present and then the questions will be taken towards the end of the session, right? Okay. And we would need a timer for the session. So
somebody can volunteer to keep the time. Who is free? Any volunteers? Okay, I will do it.
I can do Purnimaji.
Thanks, Anu. You're a godsend. Thank you.
I can take. I will log on to my computer, but I'll move to the phone from.
Right. Thanks.
Yeah, Shweta
Thanks,
can
Anu.
start.
Yeah.
Okay, and do we have to give any indicators, Purnimaji, 2 minutes or 3 minutes?
What? Yeah, she's moving to the phone.
Okay.
In the meanwhile, I'll keep time for Shweta.
Okay, so then we start.
Okay.
Yeah.
Time starts now, Shweta. Don't all the best. Don't worry about anything. Get going.
Thank you, Purnimaji. Thank you, everyone. Good morning, everyone, and Hari Om. The topic today is purpose of life and how to pursue happiness.
Lecture phone dadli.
So pretty much I would like to open the topic with a saying from one Viktor Frankl. Life is never made unbearable by circumstances, but only by lack of meaning and purpose. The question about purpose of life is one of the most profound and debated philosophical question in the human history. One's life purpose consists of the central motivating aims of life, the reasons you get up in the morning, right? The purpose of life is very unique to everyone. What we identify as one path would be what we identify as a path for one may be different for another person. What's more is the purpose can actually shift and change throughout life in response to the evolving priorities and fluctuations of one's own experience. It's important to remember there is no one definitive answer that applies universally to all individuals, as perspectives on life's purpose can highly be subjective and influenced by personal beliefs, experiences, cultural backgrounds, and spiritual beliefs. Some of the common perspectives on purpose of life would be a religious perspective, existential, biological perspective, legacy and contribution, altruistic perspective, and personal goals and aspirations. Ultimately, the purpose of life is a deeply personal and a very subjective matter. It's something that individuals spend their entire lives contemplating and seeking to understand. It's also worth that a person's sense of purpose may evolve over time as they experience different stages of life, encounter new challenges, and gain new insights. Each one of these stages, questions that may come up when we reflect upon our life purpose are: who am I? Where do I belong? And how do I feel fulfilled? So I want to give you guys 3 examples today. These are the people I've met during the course of my life and people I've come to know, or they've become really good friends with me. The first one is early this week, I went for a haircut, and it was an Iranian lady. I've never been to this place before. And we started to have a conversation. And pretty much conversation was about life and how she survived her life in Iran and how she migrated to the US. So as I was pondering on the topic purpose of life, I just wanted to make sure that I bring her as an example in my topic today. You know, the main purpose of her life before migrating to the US was to make sure that she keeps herself and her two girls alive and migrate to the US. So now that she's done that, now her purpose has changed. The lady did not know any English. She moved to a new country with just two of her girls. She had to survive. She had to figure out, she used to be a designer back home. And the trade she picked here was haircutting because that didn't need a lot of talking. She did not know how to speak English. So she became a hairdresser just to support her children and make sure that her kids can go to school and be educated and graduate. Now she says her purpose has changed. And she said the sole purpose before leaving Iran was to be alive and keep her two kids alive. The next example is one of these friends of mine, and she's also a mentor and a boss of mine. She was battling cancer. She's a survivor. And then cancer came back the second time. So when she was going through cancer, one of her conversations, what she shared was the only purpose of her life was to fight and beat the cancer and be there for her children as they grow up, so she can see them grow up and get married and see them through the different stages of life. The third person, one of my friends, her name is Paula. Paula's in her 70s today and almost close to 70s. And she's had a pretty good life. But then the main purpose for Paula now in this stage of her life is to serve people and be there and support people is what her biggest purpose in life is. She actually volunteers with an organization to support families who are experiencing end of life. I mean, I think that's such a wonderful thing. I would never think that people would need support, but Paula actively goes into this environment and makes sure that people who are losing their loved ones, she goes and gives her support. So I just wanted to give you guys some examples before I jump into the purpose of my life. The way I understand. Yes.
Yeah, speed it up. Time is up. You tell your purpose.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's pretty warm here, and
don't worry about it. You just state your purpose, and yeah, we'll be done.
Sure. The purpose of my life, right? It's been evolving over each decade. When I was 10 years old, my purpose was being happy. One of the happiest thing is if one of the relatives came and visited me, if they bought me a Cadbury's chocolate, I would be very, very happy. I wanted to be a good student. In my 20s, my life changed. This phase was of self-discovery and personal growth. If you asked me then, the purpose was I wanted to study, wanted to go see the world. Thankful that my parents sent me to study abroad, got an opportunity, and got to fulfill my educational aspirations. As I entered my 30s, this was a period of self-reflection and period where significant life decisions had to be made. Wanted to have a better career. That was my purpose then. Wanted to be a mother. Once I became a mother, my purpose changed again. Wanted to keep my kids alive. And also I wanted to make sure that I sleep through the night. As I entered my 40s, I think this is a decade where a lot of things have changed for me. I'm glad I got to join the Dharmakshetra class. Thanks to all my classmates and my teacher. The purpose here is to help others, promote the well-being of the society. It's very altruistic. My purpose has become very altruistic now. I really want to help others, promote the well-being in the society, and contribute to the greater good. As they quote in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 3:9, I want to convert my actions into yajna and offering. I really would like to work with young children to guide them through path of dharma and serve selflessly, what I've derived from some of the examples, what I gave you guys earlier. Do I still have time, Purnimaji?
No. You have overshot by like 5 minutes. That was a wonderful presentation, Shweta. It was like a TED talk. Big hand. You included a lot of stuff there. Really you got us going on today's topic. And finally, you zeroed in on your purpose, that was supposed to be the main body of the talk, but it's fine. As an introduction, it was very good, Shweta. You're a natural speaker, so very nice.
Thank you. I just wanted to conclude by saying happiness and purpose go hand in hand, right? As the saying goes, happiness is a state of mind, a choice, a way of living. It's not something to be achieved, it's something to be experienced. That's how I wanted to conclude. So,
Shweta, very beautiful, very beautiful. Really, you're a natural speaker. And you've done a wonderful job. Just keep in mind the time. That's all. You should have to, you really have to, you speak very well, just, and you have a lot to say, just that the points can be, like, you can pick and choose what you really want to say, because there's only so much time, which is fine. So yeah, you just have to work on the timing. That's it. Otherwise, you were wonderful. Thank you so much. Go ahead, enjoy your evening.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Bye-bye.
No, I'm traveling today, sir. So see you. Bye.
Yes. Yeah. Go ahead and have a wonderful weekend. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Yes.
You did a great job, Shweta, really.
Thank you, Purnimaji.
Bye. All right. Next.
Speaker. Chandraji, would you like to go next, or anybody who wants to volunteer?
Yashmita, before we go, would you like to speak on the timing? Because if I am the timekeeper,
Okay. Okay.
so 2 to 3 minutes. At 2, I will show yellow, and at 3, I will show red. Will that be good for everyone?
Yeah,
Yes.
should be fine, Anu. Repeat
Yeah.
it again.
Because this is 2 or 3 minutes.
Mm.
When it is 2 minutes, I will show yellow as my background.
Yes.
They can start concluding in their mind. They have 1 more minute to go end the speech.
Yes.
And when it shows red, they can stop the speech by concluding.
Mm.
Is everyone clear with this?
I think you should also, if people are on their mobile, I don't know if they'll be able to see. But let's go. Let's give it a shot. Okay, you try this method, Anu.
Okay,
See
sounds
how it goes. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, who wants to go next? You said.
Hari Om.
Hari Om, Vaniji, welcome to the show.
So I think people should adjust their screen such that they can see Anu there, especially the speaker.
Yeah,
There'll be many different screens.
So
coming,
Anu should
maybe
be
in
also
series.
spotlighted, Purnimaji. Anu
should also
there
be
should be a double spotlight.
No,
I mean,
also
Okay.
you can have 2 people spotlit.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay, who goes next?
Yeah, I can go next. I can.
Suma and Anu to be spotlighted.
Yeah.
Okay. So basically, like Hari Om to everyone, and I will just start with my purpose of life. My purpose of life is to surrender to the ultimate reality, the Supreme Brahman. I would like to take a quote of Bhagavad Gita, Shloka 7.7, where Krishna tells there's nothing higher than himself. Everything rests in Krishna, like the gems strung on the thread. So basically, like all sorrows in our life is because we don't realize this. And whatever happens in our life is the action plan by God. So Krishna has the action plan for everyone. If we consider this earth like our big stage, we are all actors here, nothing more than that. So like, for example, when something happens in our dream world, like once we get up, we are not affected by that. Similarly, like whatever happens in our real world also, we need to consider it like a dream world and keep our like sorrows down. But that won't be possible because even little things in the real world will start bothering us. So every difficult situation, whatever comes in our life, it will make us stronger if we think that situation is like, given by God to us, like as Ishvara Prasada, and submit like whatever actions like as Ishvara Arpita. So when we surrender ourselves to Supreme Brahman and accept whatever his action plan cheerfully, then our sorrows will be like little down. So it's easier to say, but difficult to adapt. I'm trying to practice towards this goal. So I would like to give an example in my own life that happened. This was just like 2 months back. So my son, he came home back from his college. No, he's working now. And then like when he was in college, he went to an emergency care, but he never informed me because like he thought I'll be very worried and stressed because of that. And then I came to know about this only like when I got the bill from the insurance. So that's when I came to know he has gone to the emergency care. And when I asked him, he's like, Mom, I thought you'll be very stressed, so I didn't tell you. And even like I didn't, if it was like an year back or something, I would have reacted very differently. But now with all the satsang and all the Atma Jyotis, and thanks to the Dharma Kshetra class and, attending every week, my attitude towards all these little things have changed. And I think it is like whatever, like, he wanted to keep me a little less worried. And so I just took it positively. And even my daughter was very astonished over this, my behavior and my situation, the way I reacted. And I felt the lesson that I learned is just surrender all your actions to God. And whatever result, you just take it as Ishvara Prasada. And that will really help in life. So this is like just like my purpose of life. I didn't generalize like whole. So this is what I feel. So thank you all.
Very nice, Suma. Beautiful. So that was a very effortless presentation, and you're all, it's hard to believe you guys have, it's as if you're all public speakers. Wonderful. Very
Thank you.
nice. Yeah. So you have stated your purpose, which is very, very, very extremely valid. This is a stepping stone to the higher purpose, which is
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So thank you, Suma. This was great. Thanks so much. And you were just within the 3 minutes too.
Yeah. Thank you.
Vaniji, you want to say something?
Yeah, I think Suma is a very fluent speaker, and whatever she spoke was relevant. At the same time, I would just like to add a couple of sentences that when we listen to Prabhuji's reference talk, so when we speak, we are also going to bring in the paradigm of what is the purpose of life according to Vedanta, which has been expounded by Prabhuji, and also pursuit of happiness, and how if we have something different from that or a subset of that, then how it fits into that.
Sure.
So it's amazing to hear about the purpose of your life and the way, the fervor you have about wanting surrender, and how you said, being a part of Light of the Self and Purnimaji's classes and everything has made a great change in your life. That's all so inspiring and really amazing. Okay, I loved hearing all that.
Thank you. Yeah, I'll keep in mind.
It would be good if we had this framework, since this is Vedanta Public Training Program. Vedanta Teachers Public Speaking Program. So I think having that framework would make a lot of difference even to your listeners.
Yeah, thank you. I'll keep in mind.
I found the talk amazing.
Thank you.
Very inspiring.
Thank you, Suma. So who goes next? Any volunteers?
Gayatri,
Just call out, yeah.
Gayatri, would you like to
I can go, Purnimaji.
Oh, okay.
I can go.
Rahul.
I'm sorry, am I audible? I am still facing some more issues, some internet issues. Am I audible?
Yes, you are. You are.
Okay.
Yes, there you are, spotlighted.
So, am I going next? I thought somebody else.
No, Rahul, you are next.
Okay. I'm actually using my mobile data from the phone to the laptop because the modem has lost the network.
Never mind.
Please let me know if I'm audible.
Yeah.
If there is any, please let me know.
You're visible and audible, and as soon as Anu says, you can go.
Perfect. Sure. May I start?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Hari Om and Namaskarams to everyone. So I'd like to actually narrate an incident that happened to me when I was in my first PU. I incidentally happened to be born to a father who belongs to the OBC category and a mother who belongs to a Brahmin category. Right. So I wouldn't say he is an OBC and she is a Brahmin. I am specifically saying that they happen to belong to that category. All right. So, and because of the sort of interests that I showed and my spiritual bent of life, one of my Brahmin friends asked me, hey, why don't you actually convert yourself to a Brahmin? And at that age, in a very funny way, I just replied to him saying, in Kannada, I said, Nan bekandre kalla agtini, adre kalla brahmana matra agalla, anta I just happened to say. So to translate that, it would mean I don't mind becoming a thief, but I do mind becoming a pseudo Brahmin. So that was the statement that I just made at that age, right? And I'd like to narrate why I made that statement and what sort of inspired me. So most of you may have heard this shloka, Janmana Jayate Shudraha, Samskarat Bhaved Vipraha, Asamskarat Bhaved Vijaha, Veda Pathat Bhaved Vipro, Brahman Janati Iti Brahmana. So that shloka was taught to me by one of my gurus, my Sanskrit guru in PU college. And he broke down the shloka to me, and then he made me understand that everybody who's born is born a Shudra by default. Right. So unfortunately, because of the application form system, we are being categorized as a Brahmin or whatever it is, OBC or ST, SC, ST. Yeah. So this sort of the meaning of this shloka got me to think, and my assumption of whether I am a Brahmin or not was removed. I mean, my doubt was removed, and I got to know that I am a Shudra by default. Even if I was born to Brahmin parents, I am a Shudra by default. Right? And based on Prabhuji's sort of speeches that we all went through, or the Atma Darshana course that I attended, I think that belief system got so strong that I got to realize that the mind is the key for me to sort of transcend all of these phases of Shudra, Dvija, Vipraha, and Brahmana. So, like a Chinese proverb says, to every man is given the key to the gates of heaven, and the same key opens the gates of hell. Right? And I don't think there is a more powerful key than the mind. Right. So I I'm using trying to transcend the mind rather than conquer the mind or trying to tame my mind or something. I'm trying to befriend the mind rather than trying to control it. I was truly inspired by what Guruji explained in the Atma Bodha video as well. So I if I have to articulate the purpose of my life right now in one single sentence, I want to be a Brahmana not by application form, but by virtues. So that is the purpose that I have found for my life. Yes, I would like to end with that. Thank you. I'm not sure if I had any more time left, but yeah.
You were just in time. Perfect.
Okay.
Perfectly said, perfectly rounded off. Very good, Rahul. Beautiful. You are also an excellent speaker, and you got excellent clarity of thought. You put everything so well. So
thank you. Thank you.
I'm so glad you are in this class, and you're in our Bhagavad Gita class, and you are with
my privilege. My privilege.
Yes, Prabhuji, you have found the Sadguru because of your attitude. Wonderful. Yes.
So Rahulji, I am also listening. Prabhuji is also listening, and wonderful articulation.
Wonderful.
So happy, Prabhuji. I've been waiting to see you after the Atma Darshana class. Sincerely,
you have to close your eyes to see me.
I see you every day, Prabhuji. Sincerely happy to hear from you. Would love to come and meet you once again. So,
sure.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Okay. Anything else you want to add, Vaniji, or shall we quickly move on?
I think that's fine. Rahul, very clear and amazing. I love the way you started and the progression that you took to come from your childhood incident and what you said to where you are now. So very well expressed and very nicely put.
Thank you. Thank you, Vaniji. Thank you.
So who will go next? Any volunteers, or shall we just call out names? Yashmita, you just call.
Gayatri ji wanted to go next, I guess. Gayatri ji want to take now.
All right.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Ashmita. So the topic is...
Wait. You will be highlighted first. And Anu, yes. Yes, Anu, give the go ahead.
Go ahead, Gayatri ji.
Yeah, hi. So the topic is purpose of life. Never heard this word before I met Prabhuji. So actually, unconsciously, it started with money and then job and then getting married and then happiness, children, etc., etc. So after meeting Guruji, I understood that life itself is neutral. I mean, we give a purpose and meaning to the life, and that's when we, start getting some peace and happiness. So today, the purpose of life is Atmano Mokshartham Jagat Hitaicha. But to come to this stage, I think a lot of learning and a lot of evolution has happened. Had to understand that nothing works. Purpose cannot be the materialistic things. Purpose cannot be, getting happiness from the external world. Purpose cannot be the temporary things like relationships, etc. Purpose has to be about giving something to the world rather than getting from the world. So as of now, I guess the real purpose has been found thanks to Guruji. So it's all about moving from the outer world, taking from the outer world. It has to move, the purpose has to move from grabbing from the outer world to giving to the outer world. And that's when you really start receiving. So in short, that is what I've learned. Thank you.
Wow. Wonderful, Gayatri. So nice to hear and see you. Audio, video, both. Lovely.
Amazing, Gayatri. Can you also add a little bit about, you have 1 other minute, I think. Could you add a little about purpose of life according to Prabhuji's talk? Or according to Vedanta?
Yeah, according to Vedanta, I guess it's, living for my upliftment and Jagat Hitaicha. Both have to go hand in hand because clarity of intellect cannot happen without purity of the heart, and purity of the heart happens with service. I mean, there are only 2 keywords that I have understood in these 10 years from Prabhuji. It's those 2 keywords are, one is Atma Jnana and second is service. And they both are 2 sides of the coin. Without one, the other cannot happen. So there are people who have a lot of jnana, but when they don't have the purity of heart, when they don't know how to give to the world, even though the clarity of intellect is there, I've seen that they don't find that peace, or they don't they are not in tune with the universe or in tune with the flow of life. So purpose of life has to be both clarity of intellect and purity of heart. If I keep on accumulating, attending the classes, nothing happens. I have to give through teaching, I have to give through service. Right, it's over.
Yes. And the Gayatri is one who walks the talk. Very happy and very, very privileged to be in such, beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely. Wonderful, Gayatri. Amazing.
Yep. Vaniji, any feedback?
I think the thing is, like Purnima ji said, you walk the talk. There was fluency. You are more comfortable talking in front of the camera. Actually, you seemed quite comfortable. And whatever you said was completely within the framework of the topic. And it made a lot of sense because it came from the depth of your learning. So every single thing that you said carried a lot of weight, and it sounded very inspiring to all of us.
And Gayatri, Prabhuji is also listening. Wonderful. You have actually extracted the essence of Prabhuji's teaching.
Oh, you are there. My God. I thought you left after you spoke to Rahul.
Wonderful. You are very clear and very fluent and very articulate.
Yeah. Thank you, Guruji. Okay.
So who wants to go next?
Can I be the next person to talk?
Mamta ji. Yoshmita?
Sure.
Yeah, Mamtaji, you can start.
Hari Om to all Atma Jyotis. Purpose of life. That is the topic which was given by Mr. Madhu, who was the chief of ISKCON temple when the temple was in the early stages. And I had no clue about it. So Madhuji explained to me, but still I couldn't grasp what he was telling. Later on, even Prabhuji asked me, did you understand what he said? I said, no. Then he also explained in a very simple way, which I could grasp only a little bit of. But later on, as I listened to Prabhuji's talks and wonderful questions asked by his students, a lot of clarity started coming to me. I could see the lot of assumptions I was making, things which I didn't question at all, basic questions. I didn't go to the depth of it at all. Like I used to get a lot of happiness or joy or peace when I go to some different places with my family, seeing my children playing around or jumping around, or when I eat some good food. I used to feel a lot of joy or happiness, but I took everything for granted. But when I listened to Prabhuji's talks, I could see that the assumptions I was making about it. And with that clarity which was happening, I started seeing that whatever happiness or joy or peace which I was getting from the external thing was only temporary, only for a short time it lived. And again, I was going to the same circles of going to some other places or something like that to get that joy and peace or anything. Then I started also observing that whatever joy or peace which was coming from within me. And all the external things was only triggering point for that peace and or joy to come from me. And as I listened to his talks, I also started observing that whatever was coming from within me, and the source was within me and not outside. That brought a lot of clarity to me. And slowly I could now relate to the question which Mr. Madhu had asked me long back. What is the purpose of life? Now I know that the purpose of life is to understand our basic nature, the nature of my own self. That is the basic purpose of life, of our taking this birth of human being. Long back when Prabhuji said, you and Krishna are one, I just couldn't take it. For me, Krishna was in that idol, and he was something separate from me. And I was just a small person asking or seeking some help from him or praying to him to come out of some situations or some difficulties, or thank him for something good had happened to my life. That was all that was thing. So that particular time, there's a huge gap between Krishna and me. It was just not possible for me to take it, to accept the fact that Krishna and me are one and the same. But now, after all these years, after listening to all his teachings, the clarity which comes within me, now I can accept that Krishna and me are one and the same. There's no difference actually. And that is the purpose of life. Thank you.
Mamta ji, awesome. Thank you so much for sharing those thoughts with us. I'm sorry it's not on video because there's a lot of internet fluctuation. I mean, you brought out the purpose of life so beautifully for all of us. Thank you so much. Vani, anything you want to add?
I think that was amazing, amazing talk, Mamta ji. You're a natural speaker. So whatever your depth of knowledge is already there inside you, waiting to be shared. And the way you mingle the framework of Vedantic purpose of life with your own journey, and you presented it to us in 3 minutes. Totally amazing. Very, very inspiring and completely amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's okay. I'm in a call. I forgot. Forgive me.
So you can invite the next speaker, Yashmita.
Yes, the next speaker, anybody who would want to volunteer or
Can I go?
Yeah. Okay, yeah, sure. Who wants to go next?
Indra.
Yeah, sure.
Hari Om, everyone. At this point of my life, the purpose of my life is to realize the essential nature of myself, that is the Sachidananda. Before that, the purpose of my life was totally different, like, being a wife, being a daughter, good daughter, and being a good mother. But in everything, there was a seek of happiness. I always wanted to be happy. Doing something, I wanted to be happy. That was only thing, like, if I do this, I'll be happy. But after a certain this thing, whatever I wanted, I got it. But there was something missing in that. Even whatever the highest thing I wanted, desire was there, I got it. But there was some missing in me, which I didn't know what is happening. And later, as it went on, I got it. I started becoming anxious. I don't know why. Then finally, I met Prabhuji. That is the turning point in my life. Then after that, after listening to all this point of life I've reached is the real purpose of my life is Satchid Ananda. Somewhere we know that I is consciousness and am is existence. So these things we know, I am, but Ananda is always missing. We are always searching it for outside, to doing outside something, we get happiness. But the only thing we have to realize is Ananda can be got only when we realize I am Ananda. Being happy is my real nature. So that this Jnana can be got only through a guru. That so now I'm really blessed. I've got Prabhuji to teach me this Jnana. And so once we realize that I am Ananda, so we can become one with God. That is what Prabhuji keeps telling. So how to realize this? Our essential nature is Satchidananda is through our Mahamantra, what is given by our Guruji. Nanu nanenbudu nanalla, ideha mana buddhi nanalla, Satchidanandatma Shivananu nane, Shivoham, Shivoham, Shivoham. But in the beginning, my mind was not ready to accept that I am not the body. But I still keep chanting. I keep chanting this mantra with the idea that fake it till you make it. So until this knowledge goes deep inside my subconscious, until I realize that my essential nature is Satchidananda. Hari Om.
Very nice, Indra. Only that what you are faking is that I am BMI. That is the fake thing. Satchidananda is the real stuff. Yeah, but we got the point that you have to think about it deep enough and it has to rewrite the old vasanas. Very well put. Thank you so much. Yes, anything else Vaniti wants to add?
I think the way Indra shared with us, she brought in a new perspective with bringing in I am and that Ananda is missing. And from that angle she spoke, I think it was really well structured. Wonderful, Indra. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hariom Indra, you spoke very well, very beautifully. You don't have to fake it. You have to drop the fake.
Yeah. Yeah. Put it in a different way. What I wanted to tell, I couldn't.
Yeah, you have to understand what is fake and what is real.
Okay. Yes.
It's not like a self-hypnosis or auto-suggestion that I'm not the body. You have to understand clearly, logically, and based on Vedantic teaching. The body itself, I am the body is fake. You don't have to fake it.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. Wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Padmaja wants to go next.
Yes, Purnima. Can I?
Yes, of course.
Okay. So the topic is what is the true purpose of my life, right? So Hari Om to all, one and all. I think from the beginning childhood, we always search for happiness in one thing or the other. Okay. So I'll just give you a background of how I was. My father was in army. So I'm an army man's daughter. So whole life we have been traveling. We never stay at one place. We always have to have this transfers. So everywhere, if I have to be there in one place, I'll be there for a year or two and then again move on to another place. So we have traveled all over India, places like states like Arunachal Pradesh, Punjab, Haryana, Madhya Pradesh, many places. So all through my life, I've been traveling. So as such, I always had this complaint that I had never made any friends. Before I could make any friend, I would have just moved on to another place. So when I was in 5th standard, I had a Punjabi friend and she was very close to me. Somehow we became very good friends. But then, and I had another girl, 2 of my friends were there. So the moment they came to know that I'm leaving another 1 year, I'm moving. They somehow got so very pissed off. They said, sorry, I can't bear the separation. So I think from today onwards, we are not friends. I told him that I'll be leaving in some time, And then it's like, they said, no, sorry. And after that, she stopped talking to me, So that's how, it was there. But then I think these things have taught me a lot, to keep moving, that you make friends and then you leave. It's okay. You keep moving on. My mom has always been my biggest inspiration. When we were small, me and my sister, and my aunt has got 2 daughters, and she was working. So she requested my parents if they can take care of her daughters. So my mom is really very helpful to all. So she felt her sister needs her help. So she said, okay. So we were 4 sisters, and I never thought they were different from we both. So we 4 were there, and everybody used to say, oh, my father's name is Nandi. So they used to say, Nandi sir ke to 4 ladkiyan hai. So we were all 4 together always. So that's how I've been. So I've seen my mom helping, at home, not just to others, not just to our family, but then outside also. So that has been there from the childhood. So then it has we have found happiness in, as everyone said, if we find different stages, we find to get this, okay, fine. To come to the class first, okay, that is one. You achieve that, then you go on to something else. So that is all has been there. But then I think during this COVID time, one thing that I found it's everything changed suddenly. The whole thing has got, it was going in one pace, and then it was like stand still. And that is when, it was kind of, have to do something else. So we came across, my husband was doing some kind of a course, and he said, why don't you take up this course and then do it? So I said, okay, fine. Then we saw into this. Then it came through, Prasadji had come. He gave this number of Prasadjis to get into yoga class. Then it came into Purnima's class. Then it came, I'm here now with all of you. So it was really wonderful because it gave a completely different aspect. All these years we are learning over there. But here, now, it's not just jnana that you're coming. It's a jnana, a karma, a kriya. So many things are there. So with all these things getting imbibed into each and every cell, now we don't, all this time we were learning that what is do's, what are don'ts. You should do this, you shouldn't do this. This is good, this is bad. But now we don't have to, have to know this. Now it's become a part of us. Purnima keeps saying about this proverb that this one I like, Drishta Nasta Svabhava. So now it's like, no, it's not you or me, it's all one. So everyone I see, okay, these are now I captured it. This is mine. This is all mine. Now nothing over, being separate now. So I don't get that separateness feeling now. It's all a oneness over there. So that's one. To keep now to just to tell what is the purpose of my life. So these since COVID time, I've got on to practice yoga. So this is something that the morning that I get up, I do my practices, whether it is yoga, meditation, or whatever. With these practices, I think I feel there are a lot of changes. The practices, the classes that I attend. So the Saturday classes are something that I'm waiting for. It's like, I just can't miss it. It just is a boosting that helps me all through the week. It keeps me. So my true purpose of my life is to keep up these practices. I don't miss it every day. I don't miss it even a single day. Even if I'm traveling, I see that somehow I make it. I do it. So that's one. And also along with it, I know this body, this mind, this intellect of mine is not me, but it is mine. So I know the difference between what is me and what are mine. So with these things that are mine, I now utilize this to the best of my ability to keep my body, mind, and intellect in the best of the shape, so that they become my vehicles to do something better for me, for my family, for the people all around, basically for the world. So that's my purpose. So I think I'll end it here. Thank you so much.
Awesome, Padmaja. You were so good. I think this 2 minutes is not enough for any of us, We need to keep talking about the purpose. No, it was really, you have brought in everything and you gave us a nice snapshot of your own journey. That was quite wonderful. Thank you so much. Ani, Prabhuji, if you're here.
Yeah, very fluent and very clear. Yeah, over to Prabhuji.
Wonderful, Padmaja. You shared how about your early childhood, where people you have to leave place to place and leave friends and relationships. Probably your journey of life has given you a lot of exposure, and probably Corona also added to that. Pause, journey and pause, and what you have come to the right understanding. Yoga, keeping your body mind fit, and utilizing the vehicle for betterment of yourself and the service. Wonderful, Padmaja.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Yes, Smita, I can talk now.
Yeah, sure, Chandraji.
Hari Om and pranams to all Atma Jyotis. My purpose of life was actually God himself, he gave me purposes accordingly. When I was young, like I was a very happy child, and like a cowboy, I grown up like a cowboy. So my father taught that how to respect, in respecting caste, no caste, creed or color. So that is God. So I used to never go to the temples or anywhere. But in this behavior only, we used to see God. And then like I've grown up and then went to the college, done my degree. Again, my purpose of life changed there. After getting married, I was a housewife and doing all the karmas, whatever it is. And then got a child. After that, again, I lost my husband. Again, the purpose of life was changed. I had to bring up my child as a single mother. So without any expectations, or I didn't think that, oh, this is very bad happened to me. No, nothing came into my mind. Like all my purpose was to bring up my child. in a very good way. Then I started putting him in school. I myself used to drop him, bring him, put him in the nursery. I have to go to work, and all this happened. And then again, there I didn't expect anything from my son. So my job was to bring him up, and he also hand to hand, he was studying very well, and he was a very good child. Then he went to college. He finished his engineering. So later on, he was working here for 5 years. And again, he wanted to do an MBA. He's gone to Germany. See, that is not very possible as a single mother, and as a, like, I don't have anything. I am, whatever we earn, we should eat. And so like that it was. Then somewhere I used to listen to all the spiritual programs or whatever it is. Then I learned that, see, whatever as Krishna says in 247, Karmanyavadi karaste mafaleshu kadachana, like that, I didn't expect anything, fruits from my child. But God, I don't know, somehow he made him a good child. He studied well and he got everything. And he himself took loan and he went to Germany. So that was very successful in my life, because even though many people, they have so many facilities, they are unable to go. Whereas God, he was in hand to hand, he was behind me, I can say. So like that, my purpose of life, God himself created a purpose for me to lead a life, to look after whatever as it comes, I have taken it. So I used to find happiness in like helping. While helping others, I'll find happiness. So later on, my mother was actually, she was not with me. She was with my mother. And then she was she had Alzheimer's. Then she was with me. Then I had to look after her. So she was completely bedridden. So me and my son, we used to look after her. Then later on, she also passed away. Then I was feeling, later on, I was feeling very guilty that I couldn't look after my mother properly. Maybe I didn't look after something like that. Then I started I used to carry always some gel or something. So for elderly people, I'll do massage or whatever it is, so that I can feel happy within me. So, and actually, I met Guruji in maybe in 2011 or 12. That time, I was not very clear about anything. But after joining the class AVSC and Purnimaji's group and everything, I came to know that, so Atma is only, I was very scared actually. Oh, you will die one day. Oh, no, it's not possible. I used to cry. Then I came to know for Atma, there is no death for Atma. It is always alive. And like this, my purpose of life went on changing. And now my purpose is I've learned so many Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, everything, Narayaniam, whatever it is. I've learned everything. And I'm very happy with this program or whatever it is. And in my life, I have no complaints. Like sometimes some people will think that, why for me only God gives all this punishment? I'll think it is my karma. I have done something in my, maybe in last birth or something. So I have to pay for it. I cannot escape. So this is what I have learned. And I'll never feel unhappy or whatever it is. I'll feel happy with whatever I have. And I keep thanking God. God, thank you so much that you have given me everything. So that is it. I'm very happy into this group. And I'm thankful to Purnima ji and all my Atma Jyotis. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chandra. That was so heartwarming. It came from the heart. It's very humbling to listen to the journey of each and every Atma Jyoti. And we are all so lucky to be here now under the same roof under Prabhuji and learning the real purpose of life. Thank you so much, Chandra. You have absolutely no stage fear. You spoke so well. All your fears were unfounded. So yes, welcome to Jnana Jyoti.
Thank you, ma.
Yes. Anybody wants to say something to Chandra?
Okay. Wonderful, Chandraji. You spoke very well. Your journey as a single mother, the challenges you faced, and your son getting in a good position. and how you are evolved, your understanding, and also I understand the simple joy of helping others gives you happiness. Wonderful, Chandra. You summarized.
Thank you, Guruji.
Excellent, Chandraji. Very fluent, and the way you put you shared your journey in 3 minutes was very inspiring for all of us. And your gratitude, your contentment, the way you always come into alignment with every situation is amazing.
Thank you, Ma.
Who wants to go next?
Can I?
Yes, Jai Shri Prasad.
Yeah. Hari Om to all Atma Jyotis here, present here. I'll start with the life history of Buddha. According to Buddhist tradition, Buddha was born as Siddhartha Gautama in a royal Nepal family. As a young man, he was very much protected in his royal life. He got married to Princess Yashodhara and had an infant son too. Once, at the age of 30, he went out into the city and saw a lot of suffering, death, old age. Dejected, he went in search of truth and to find essential nature of himself and the world. He meditated for a long time under a Bodhi tree and was enlightened, and he started teaching truth, compassion, and non-violence. So also, I was feeling unfulfilled, restless, incomplete all my life, though I was comfortable materialistically in my daily life. Now, thanks to Sri Narsim Prabhuji and his teachings, I'm gradually learning that I'm not the superficial body, mind, intellect, which is constantly changing, and I'm running behind to cope with it, which is causing a lot of stress and tension in my life. But I am Satchit Ananda. Now, I am Sat and Chit, which is consciousness and bliss, and that is my essential nature. Body, mind, intellect is my superficial nature. My true purpose in life is to know my real nature is Brahman, Tattvam Asi, and the real nature of the world is also Brahman, and there is no duality here. This can be achieved by living spontaneously in the present moment, by doing karma yoga and panchayagnas, and by giving up raga and dvesha in life. Don't be judgmental. And you realize the source of bliss and peace is within myself by Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasa. My real purpose in life is to find bliss and peace within myself. Thank you.
Wonderful, Jayashri. And Prabhuji just said the Tathastu for that, isn't it, Prabhuji? The real purpose of life.
Wonderful, Jayashri. Very, very clear, very, very articulate. Okay. So only last sentence I want to correct a little bit. My real purpose is to find the peace or ananda within me. Rather, you have to your purpose is to recognize that I am ananda. It's not find within me. There's no duality between you and ananda. Wonderful.
Beautiful.
Jayashree, you put everything very nicely in a nutshell. So very clearly expressed. Amazing talk. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, who is left? Padmaja, Indra, Shweta. We are done? Wonderful. Okay, so closing comments. Anyone? I think all the participants have presented, and I think it was for the first session, first time speakers, they were all awesome. They were all totally fantastic. Yes, isn't it? Any of the observers, they want to share something, they are welcome. Shravanji is here. Otherwise, we can close. So we can add one more dimension to this Jnana Jyoti program, which is there's a self-evaluation. There are some points will be given to you. All of us, all the speakers have to look at the points given, and they have to prepare their speech in keeping those points in mind. And after they complete the speech, they have to evaluate themselves whether I did this. Not everything cannot be included, all the points that are given, but if you can achieve even 50% of that, it's great. So now the understanding is deepening within all of us, and even the speaking skills are being honed. That is what we are doing here. So they are both going together, getting the depth of understanding of Vedanta and how to express it within the parameters given. That is the whole point of Jnana Jyoti. I think this is a great start, and I'm really, really thrilled that we have such great speakers and with the depth of understanding here. Thank you all so much. And we'll look forward to the next class, which is the third Saturday of next month.
Wonderful, Purnimaji, to see this class and the way people are speaking, the way it's evolving. And I'm very happy. Immensely, this will benefit all. And it's a great work going on. Thank you, Purnimaji. Thank you, Vaniji. And I congratulate all the participants. This will be a great value addition to your life.
So that is the Ashirvachana of the Sadguru. Thank you so much. And this is a wonderful note to end the class. So the closing prayer, please, Yashmita, and we'll be close.
Yeah, sure. Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritangamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.
Wonderful. You can